This is a 1999 Mustang SVT Cobra that is ultra white with charcoal interior, and that combination makes this one of 472 made in 1999 of the Cobras. Actually, if you look closely, you'll notice the side scoops on this car have been changed to the V8 2001 to 2004 style side scoops. And even the 2001 Cobras did not get those full side scoops. Only the GTs and Mach 1s and Terminator Cobras got those. The 99 35th anniversary package Mustang GTs also got those side scoops with a different, bigger honeycomb print in them. But basically, those side scoops you see on the side of this car were not offered on the 99 or 2001 Cobra or even the 2000 Cobra R. And so as I noticed that, it's kind of interesting because nothing else on the car appears to be modified. Maybe the exhaust, it's really hard to tell if those are stock tips. They look like they've been running a little rich around the bumper cutout there, so it's possible that that's a Flowmaster kit or something like that. But it does look like the car, besides possibly exhaust, is very stock, and those side scoops, of course. But this car looks very good considering that it had 200,000 miles on it. Very nice car that's been used and enjoyed. Still has the amber taillights on it, but unfortunately this car was being offered as a full part out because the engine had a rod knock. Now, I talk about this a lot. These cars seem to get a lot of rod knocks on them. People either run them low on oil, or it is a culprit of Ford changing to 5W20 instead of 530 like they used to have just for emission reasons. And so I personally run 530 full synthetic in all of my Mustangs, and that might have helped in this case. But it's really sad to see a car like this that looked pretty good for the mileage being parted out just because the engine had a knock. I know pictures always look better than what it looks like in real life, but looking at this, besides a little wear on the top of the seat there, those seats look very good for 200,000 miles. And remember, the Cobra seats did not have the running horse or snake on the back part of them there, where your back would go, until 2001. And looking at this interior in great shape, it does also look like it may have a short shifter installed in the car, but besides that, it appears to be pretty stock. There wasn't even an air intake system on the car, an aftermarket one. But look at that interior, pretty darn good for 200,000 miles. Looks very nice. Really sad to see someone's willing to part this out. Now, one of the most important pieces on this car that everybody wants are the amber taillights, and they did have pictures of these taillights, which also looked pretty good considering the mileage. And it was really sad to see them willing to start parting the car out, take out the taillights, and start to get rid of it. Such an awesome car. It's really too bad. It's very unfortunate. When I see that car, I think, man, what a shame. I could only imagine how cool it would be to have received this car in high school, even in this condition, and be able to have it as a project car, replace the engine, or I know it costs money to do things like that, but I have a nephew right now looking at a Mustang, and he's looking at V6 Mustangs, and he would just love to have a Mustang of any kind. And to think about this being the top, coolest Mustang that was out in 1999, there wasn't anything better than this that came out of Ford until now. I mean, this was the coolest car that Ford had ever made up to that point, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I like the old Mustangs too and stuff, but this was a nice, neat car. Power steering, airbags, air conditioning, everything that had independent rear suspension, 4-valve V8 with a stick shift. What a neat car. Leather seats. I mean, this would be such a fantastic car to have in high school. I think so many people would be grateful to have this car and happy with it. So it's so sad to see it being parted out when a car like this could bring a lot of happiness to someone. Now, as we talked about modifications, I do notice there is a snake in the grille. It would have had the running pony, so there is another modification I see that the car's had, but there's very few on this car. It looks like it's pretty stock. Now, it seems like this kind of thing happens, and a lot of people don't have the money to put the car back together or rebuild the engine, so they rather just cut their losses, sell parts off of it, and be done with it. Unfortunately, it looked like a really nice straight car, so in the wrong hands of the wrong owner is the way I see it. And there's always a chance the car survives and somebody buys the shell as a roller and maybe coyote swaps it or rebuilds the engine. You know, there's always that chance. So we can hope that happened. But it looked like a really neat car, and white on the 99 to 01 Cobra. Actually, on all 94 to 04 Mustangs, in my opinion, white is a really cool color. It looks really good on this car. So it's really a shame to see that a car that's lasted this long is going to be parted out due to having an engine problem. So put in the comments what you think. Hopefully this car gets saved and somebody puts it back on the road once, you know, the owner sells the taillights, the bumpers, and maybe some interior or pieces that are still nice on it, maybe the wheels and the brakes. But after that, the independent rear suspension might be sold. You could put a solid axle in it, and that wouldn't be any harm, just to get it back on the road. So hopefully once the important pieces are gone, maybe somebody could pick up the car for a really good deal and have a nice little project car and have a cool SVT Cobra, one of 472 built in this combination. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content.